This is the Amp Hour Podcast, recorded November 7th, 2011. Episode 68, Technocratic Toilet Troubleshooting.
Welcome to the Amp Hour. I'm Dave Jones from the EEV blog.
And I'm Chris Campbell from Chris Campbell's Analog Life.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Dave.
What episode are we up to?
What are we on? 68. 68. All right. We're there.
No particular significance. I
No.
wanted to know.
Yeah. Unless you had
It's getting away.
68 cats if you're a cat person.
What?
If you're a cat lady, you might have 68 cats, and then it would be a...
Ugh. God, I hate cats.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
What
What have we got on today's show? Whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and unnamed stuff too. I was gonna throw in some curveballs too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
brilliant. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Well, our entire show's a curveball, right? Because we don't know what's going to be on. We have a list, but it's lame, and we don't follow it anyway. So,
All that time I spent putting it all together, and you just ignore it.
yeah, I know. See, you're just wasting your time.
I
That's
know.
Why, see, I'm smart. I don't contribute much to it.
Yes. Your apathy really is genius.
Yeah. Oh, boy. All right, start with shout-outs.
Okay. So there's a new comic. Did you get a chance to look at this? This is the one you should have looked at. This is the one that you would have enjoyed. This is like, you tell your kid to eat the vegetables, and then they end up eating chocolate-covered jelly beans, right? That's
right.
This is your chocolate-covered jelly bean, Dave.
Is this the artwork one?
Yeah.
This is the artwork one, right? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not really a comic.
It is a comic, I think.
Oh, well, it's a one-panel comic.
Yeah,
I
it's a
guess.
one-panel. Anyways,
Right,
it's
okay.
Yeah, it's omart.org. Ohm being OHM, not OM.
Yes.
As
Great
we tend
name.
to
I
do with
love
the old resistors.
Yep.
I found it. Where's it from? It was on Electronic Design, actually. They
Okay.
they kind of repost some of the stuff from there, and there are some really good ones. It's just, I don't know. I think it's
I know. It's brilliant. I love this. I wish I had the talent to be able to draw stuff like this. It's just like funny little, Sherlock Ohms, and it's got like a
Yeah.
little resistor dressed up as Sherlock Ohms with
a
magnified,
lot of play
very
on words.
cartoony style.
Yeah, I like the. There's bridge rectifier one. There's like some it's always got transistors as the characters, really, and
It's just great. It's brilliant.
yeah.
Oh boy.
My favorite.
Oh, and I love the flip flop.
The flip flop.
Except that doesn't. Except that's very American. It's number 13.
Yeah.
If you go to number 13, it's
The JK flip-flop,
and
yeah.
it's got a bunch of thongs, as we call them here.
Yes. Yeah, that is.
We don't call them flip flops, and they're wired as
Right.
They're wired in a flip flop configuration. It's great.
Yeah. I like the. Let's see. I like the 25. So that's I see a sign. It's like a psychic, and then there's a sine wave and a little crystal ball.
Right.
And then I think my favorite. I'll save my favorite one for last. The jitter one, number 55. It's like
55. I haven't got that far yet.
yeah. It's circuit jitter, and there's a little transistor drinking coffee.
I'm drinking coffee, and he's trying to stop the shakes. Right.
Yep. And then my absolute favorite is 47. 47 is my absolute favorite. It says the EPROM. The EPROM class of 77.
Right.
And then the little subtext is, it was the strangest thing. After the DJ turned the special effect UV lighting, everyone forgot everything, including...
Why they were standing on two legs.
Yeah. And if people don't get that,
That's
it's because
great.
they used to erase
Yep.
chips with UV lights.
With UV
Yeah.
light on the window.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I never used... Did you ever have a little eraser like that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Before me.
Yes, there was this standard model that was around for, the white plastic with the black pull-out tray, and it had the conductive foam insert, and it was it was one of the first, rebadged, products back in the 70s, I think. It was just sold under 20 different brands, and it all came
the same
out
one.
of the one factory.
Yeah. Were they expensive or no?
Oh, they were in the day. Yeah, you'd pay $150 or something
wow.
for an for one of these UV erasers. Yeah, I think. Back in the I think it was a big cost.
That's crazy.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why it was extremely popular to build your own. In the electronics magazine, so it was always build your own EEPROM eraser.
I mean, what's there is? I mean, it was just was it halogen based or what? It was.
It's a UV fluorescent tube. It's a UV tube you can buy.
So it was just coded so that it had the UV.
It was coded so it gave off UV instead of the normal white light.
Green. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that's pretty much all it was. And of course a timer because you didn't want to overbake them. So
why would happen then?
And sorry,
what happened if you overbaked them? They just
I overbaked them. You can actually ruin them if you overcooked them. Oh yeah, no, you couldn't just stick them in the UV eraser forever. That would reduce their life and maybe even kill them permanently and all sorts of stuff. There was all sorts of research into that, and is it a myth or is it real, and all that sort of stuff. But no, that's why they all had like a 15-minute timer on there. I think it was 15 minutes. Yeah, and you wind it up, and it was a big mechanical, and you'd hear it tick 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 tick.
Nice.
Yeah. Whereas all the good do-it-yourself ones, they'd have and like a LED light up or something.
Like a countdown,
so use a 15-minute 555 timer in there.
Gotcha.
And, you tweak it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
Give you a 15-minute delay. Or you just shove them out in the sun. Give them half an hour out in the sun.
There you go. Yeah.
Tight asses back there. Damn, I can't program today. I've got to wait until there's sunlight.
I remember there was one one of those tracking down. I think it was like EDN or E-Times or something. They had one of those tracking down problem stories. And I always like those kind of stories, stories from the lab and stuff. And I remember one of them, the end result was that they had these chips where the chips had windows on them, but someone just lazily painted over the chip window.
Oh.
But the UV was still getting through that paint, and so it erased the chips what seemed like spontaneously. It was really, really good story. I mean, just Yeah, because just a single bit would go, and of course Murphy's Law says it'll be the exact bit that that doesn't just cause you to fail, and it's immediately obvious it's the EEPROM. It'll the one bit that would fail would be the one that would lead you down the garden path towards some other fault in the circuit where it's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so and you'd spend a week just troubleshooting this thing, and all it was a dead bit in the EEPROM.
Yep.
So Yep, been there. And back then, a lot of people would just get paper labels and stick them over, and some of those they weren't opaque.
That might have been it. It might have been
completely
paper.
Opaque. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because then, especially if you're labeling like the firmware revision or whatever, I think you're right. I think that's what it was, and that got through there. So
okay,
I'll try and find that story and see if I can't get it linked in. But if not, if someone knows what it is or remembers it, let me know because I like that story.
There's lots of weird stories like that, and ones where the exact same chip with the same label and everything, it would fail in one product and not in the other. Mm-hmm. What was the difference? Well, the difference was that it was used in a bit of gear that had these vent covers on the top. Just
for thermals,
ventilation, and it just for thermal stuff, and it just so happened to be sitting on the bench near a window where, at the certain time of day, the sun would come directly through the vent and hit the top of the EEPROM. So, that was just one of those, chance in a million kind of things.
Yeah.
So
that kind of troubleshooting. That's actually what I was going to talk about today. I've been troubleshooting problems recently. And it's just some of the most frustrating problems ever. Just because, thermal problems bite me in the ass every time because it's just, have you ever done that where you have the hot air pencil in one hand and then the cold spray in the other?
Yeah. And the cold spray in the other. Yep.
You could be doing that all day long and it just says nothing about your problem. All it says is that you had a heat pencil and a cold spray, and you really don't resolve anything. You just keep kind of bounce between these two conditions. And that's what I was doing all day today. And then I kind of walked away from work today. I'm like, what the hell did I do today?
I just sprayed a few things.
Yeah, you're not even really replicating a problem. You're inducing it. Really, you're not replicating it.
Yeah, exactly. You try to make it fail because often that's the problem. It's working fine, but it fails.
Yeah.
At some point it's intermittent, and you've got to force it to fail sometimes.
Yeah.
And did you know that little trick here is that if you don't have a can of freezer spray, you get a can of air spray,
Or
one of
turn
those
it
air
upside down,
dusters
yep.
you turn it upside down. And,
Yeah. The
Yep.
stuff they say not to get on your skin because it'll freeze it. Yeah,
exactly.
that's
but you
good
do
for
it
it.
anyway, you know.
Yeah, I've used that in a pinch. It works too. Although,
It works fine.
you know what it's really good for is inhaling it at the end of the day when you're stressed out and you need some kind of manufactured high.
and instant oxygen here, right?
No, that stuff's nasty. That stuff's like
Some people pay good money for that
Yeah,
shit.
right?
You know? At our local shopping centre, they got these oxygen bars. You know,
Oh, that's not oxygen,
I thought they died out in the 90s.
oh yeah, that's true.
And of course now they've got like an iPad in front of you, so now you can surf the web as you suck the oxygen.
Really?
You know, that's part of the value added thing.
Oh yeah.
You know. So you can have, coffee and you're surfing the web on this iPad and you're sucking down this expensive bloody oxygen, 100% pure. Oh no, but no, now it's mixed with, the oxygen is mixed with, all sorts of weird shit that's
like flavors,
flavors and all that sort of
stupid.
break.
Yeah.
People pay good money for that shit.
So for the troubleshooting thing, there was actually a Bill Schweber article too. I remember. I didn't link it in here, but he wrote about. He's the analog guy at EE Times, and he wrote about how people say that if you keep trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, you're probably
That's
insane.
The definition of insanity. Yeah.
And he said, no, well, not really though, because sometimes when you need to replicate a problem, you have to keep trying it to see if you can catch it, right?
Yep.
When you go insane is when you can't find it. If you find it, you feel totally justified. I mean, if I sprayed it that third time with the cold spray and it figured it out, I mean, I got it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
How did we get there from Omart?
The window, the story about the window and troubleshooting.
Right, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, the EEPROM, yes, and then yep. Right, got it. Anyway, back to Omart. Yeah, God, I wish I could draw like that. I wish I had some sort of talent like that. Man,
your talent is being
nothing.
cantankerous, Dave. That's your talent.
Yeah, I know. That's it.
It's not.
Oh, well, works.
Yeah. This is nice. I've considered so this stuff. You can get T-shirts from the Omart.
Yes, you can buy them on their the store. They're
Zazzle or whatever. So
Zazzle, the same as my merch.
Yep.
I can't talk about my merch. I've only got like 2 items.
Because you can't draw. You don't know how to draw.
I can't create shit like this. That's the problem.
Yep.
There's your problem.
Yep.
Oh, well. Anyway. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. Go buy some of the stuff.
Definitely. Support our artist nerd friends.
Yeah.
So,
struggling artists there on the street, holding up a cardboard sign.
Yeah. So we had one other shout out this week.
Paint for a multimeter,
Yeah. So we had one other shout out this week. I saw on Twitter, we had someone chatting to us on Twitter, and her name's Katie Looper, and I was clicked over to her site, and I was very intrigued by her story. Basically,
do tell.
She got an undergrad in some kind of science degree, went and got a JD or a law degree, and now she's going back and getting an electrical engineering degree, a bachelor's and a master's, and she must have a high threshold for pain.
Does that make her a professional student? I know people like this. They don't actually go and work. They just end up getting 20 degrees or something because they just
I don't know,
like doing it.
I don't know,
which is great.
Yeah, it is great.
Did she actually practice as a lawyer?
I don't know.
Or she just studied law and then she got it and then she went. One day it just dawned on her, oh my God, I'm a lawyer.
I don't know, the law market is not easy these days.
And then just tore it up and...
Yeah, that's an expensive piece of paper
I'm going to be an engineer. I'm going to be productive.
Well, I would like to commend her on her excellent decision to move back into nerd arts. I think it's...
I totally agree.
Yeah, it's a great move. So it's interesting. I'm gonna keep an eye on this blog. It's she's kind of just writing about her experiences and stuff. So...
Cool. What's the story there? She always had an inkling in EE stuff, but for some reason got sidetracked into becoming a lawyer, or or what, and then has come back to the hobby later, because that's fairly common. People have it as a hobby early on, and then but for some reason or another, they go and, parents pushed them into something else, or their friends did it, so they went into something entirely different, and then years later, they come back to their hobby.
Yeah, maybe.
That's that. Yeah, I get stories like that all the time.
Yeah. She said, I'm not sure the traditional lawyer role is right for me, and I wanted to dip my toes in engineering.
There you go.
So that's awesome. Yeah. Hope.
Well done, Katie.
Hope the water. Hope the water feels good. We seem to like it around here.
Welcome back from the dark side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, we love talking about lawyers, don't we?
Yes. Almost as much as finance people, and making fun of them and how much they destroy the economy.
Speaking of which, we love ranting about the big magazines, and we have a thing on UBM, or we have a rant on UBM.
Yeah, it's more like a really. I mean, I know a lot of the people at UBM. I like them, but they have this award program and ACE Awards or whatever, and I saw them advertising that, and it's like, okay, I'll go look at it.
What does ACE stand for? It's some wanker acronym, right?
Yeah,
no E's at the end, so
Annual Creativity in Electronics. So I was looking, I was going to see, maybe I can nominate my buddy Dave, and then it says, $300 to enter.
Or we can have the amp hour. We can nominate the amp hour.
We could if we had $300.
Maybe we can scrape together some donations.
No, I'm sorry, I don't want no.
Is there a suitable category?
I don't even know.
What are the categories? Here we go. Startup of the year, company of the year, executive of the year, design team of the year, innovator of the year, and it goes on and on. Energy Technology Awards, student of the year, mentor of the year, ultimate products. Wank, wank, wank. Lots of ultimate products. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's a good idea to recognize people, but it's just $300, really?
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the people who win these are the ones who pay who fork up the $300 to enter, and some not and the big companies, the PR agencies of the big companies, see that UBM will target the PR companies, the PR departments of the big organisations and convince them to enter these things.
Right.
So, and often there will only be 5 people enter, so it's not hard to win. It's not like they considered everything out there. They just consider the ones that, fork over the $300 to enter. So, it's a bit,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing they're probably going to miss out on small. Yeah, they'll miss out on the smaller stuff, but maybe that's not what they're going for, so. That was just a little bit of a rant from me, Use my platform of complainingness. So,
fair enough rant.
Yeah,
I think. Anyway, if you want to enter yourself, January 6th.
Yeah, $300
is the deadline. $300, $299. Let's don't oversell it.
Oh, good point. Good point.
Yeah, but it's per category.
Oh yeah. If you want to enter more than once, you gotta bone up.
Oh, but it's a bargain, though. You can submit additional nominations in as many categories as apply. Oh, no, sorry. Yes, per category. So I'm not sure if the $300 and you can enter 10 things in the one category or not.
Yeah.
Under your $300. Probably not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, well.
If you win, do they fly you out there? Because otherwise, that's not bad odds. I pay $300 and maybe I could win one of the obscure categories or something. And if they fly me out there to accept my award, maybe it's a cheap. Maybe it's cheap. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah,
have to read the terms and conditions.
Yeah, well, that's always a good idea.
Yeah. And who's judging? Have they got any industry luminaries?
They didn't ask us.
No, they didn't. Why not?
I don't know. Maybe they heard about your disastrous 7400 contest.
Disastrous?
No, I'm kidding.
It was good.
I know. I just wanted to segue.
That reminds me. I've got to actually do the final judging too.
I thought it was final. I thought it was.
Lately. No.
I saw an article. That's why I was trying to segue into this.
No.
Yeah.
No, they announced the. They announced the user. They announced the audience winner.
Oh, okay.
The audience choice or whatever.
Okay.
So
yeah, and that was
as far as I know.
Well, there's an article on our list here under follow-up. But, yeah, there was, they said the 7400 capacitive touch array. And this was an awesome project. I don't know if people saw this.
Yeah, it's very cool.
They, the entrant, who was it? Sorry. Basically, they built a cap touch sense out of discrete logic, so.
Yeah.
Pretty darn cool.
Yeah, not surprisingly, I'm not revealing anything by saying that made my top 10 list. You know.
Yeah. Well,
so, yeah. I think it made everyone's top 10 list.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah, there are some, huge standouts like that one. So, who knows? It might win. It might not. We don't know.
See, I thought this
because now we have to, now we've actually narrowed it down to the individual ones. Now we have to vote in the individual categories, what, as in, how much does it score for documentation and all that sort of stuff. So, it's whereas up front, we just chose our top 10. That was it, just based on our gut feel.
Gotcha. Are you sure you didn't miss this? Because I think... I guess not. I guess I'm reading this wrong. Yeah, Reader's Choice was the cap touch, and the capacitance meter won first place from a top 10. Are you sure? Anyways,
I hope I haven't missed it. I better catch up on immediately
totally
after the show.
Missed it. Yep.
I got the emails, and I don't know.
Anyways, we'll link in what I thought was the final list, and it has a good layout of all the different entries. So if people didn't see it last week, it's all laid out there. So the top 10s.
And if I have missed it, isn't that rather embarrassing? It shows that they don't really care about me judging it.
Or it shows that you're sleeping out there in Australia, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh well. Well, what else do we want to talk about this week? Because we have a metric butt ton of things to talk about, and no real direction about where to go with it.
I'm surprised you're using metric.
Oh yeah, right. Well,
bloody yank.
Metric butt ton, yeah.
Bingo. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, there's quite a few today. We've had females, we've had lawyers, we've had, Yankee jokes.
Yeah.
Getting close to bingo time.
Yeah.
All right, please continue.
So how about some inspiration? There's a video this week actually about it was actually from Scotty, James Doohan, talking about the playing an engineer on TV. Basically, he said so. This is an old interview because I believe he passed away, right?
Yes.
And,
Scotty's no longer with us. Yeah, he's ashes. Weren't his ashes sent on a rocket out to space?
I don't know.
Ashes were scattered. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Oh yeah, I do kind of remember a story about that. Anyways, apparently back in the day they did this survey over at the engineering school at University of Milwaukee, and they said over half, whatever year this was, they said over half of the students listed him as an inspiration for engineering.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was in 2001.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, 10 years ago.
I think. Wow.
That's crazy.
Half.
That's
insane.
Half. Yeah. I wonder who, I don't know who people would list these days. I mean, as
it's interesting. Oh, please not, Steve Jobs, or someone like that, I want to design Apple products,
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got into electronics just because I was looking at cell phones, and I thought, well, I'd like to design one of those. That's kind of cool. That's a interesting looking gadget. I don't know.
I got into it because I just love taking shit apart.
Right, and that's a very common story. Yeah.
I'm too young to actually remember. People ask me that all the time. Oh, when did you realise that? You first, wanted to do electronics. Yeah. You just know. You just
go into it. Yeah.
If you're 5 or 6 years old, you can't remember this sort of stuff. Yeah. It's like, I had my own workshop when I was 8.
Right.
So how do you? I don't know. You're just too young to actually remember details back then.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. One of my I list some of my like modern day heroes. You know, like there's like the Jim Williams out there, and but I mean another one is like just in general is like Dean Kamen, right? I think he's got a lot of exposure, you know, to older engineers like us,
right?
To engineers in industry, yeah. But you know, I think there's a lot of exposure for people in the first program too. So I think that's you know that's just
see like in Australia you would never have heard of Dean Kamen, right?
Oh really?
I had never heard of him until a couple of years. You know, a guy invented the Segway or something. You know, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, I never heard of him, but maybe he's more.
Oh, I think these days, I think he will be. Yeah, I'm not sure about how the teams are over in Australia. Yeah,
because he's on TV shows and stuff, right? And they got.
Well, you know, yeah, I guess there's that.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was interviewed recently on. There's a U.S. News article about him and just about innovation versus trying to create jobs, and basically he had a lot of really good points, and like that's kind of what got me thinking about it again.
Yeah.
And basically,
one of my big influence was Dean Hutton from the Curiosity Show. Everyone in Australia will remember that.
Oh yeah, what was that like?
It was there were two scientists, and they just took you through projects and
nice.
How to build little science projects and stuff, and it ran for like 20 plus years.
That's awesome. That's like Bill Nye the Science Guy around here, who's Bill Nye's still awesome.
Right.
He's on talk shows all the time now and putting people in their place with science, and it's awesome. But yeah, this article by Dean Kamen though is just great. I mean, like, I put a quote down it. He said, "We create a society that's so risk averse that kids are taught whatever you do, don't fail." And a consequence of which is that you'll never really try and do big things. And it's like that's true. I mean, like, I'm sure when you were out in your electronics shed, you were probably doing nothing but failing at first, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. It's the way you learn, man. And there's that video Jerry has, too.
Even now, half the things I build fail first time because I did something stupid,
Right, yeah.
Every day I'm still learning.
Yeah, and the important thing is that you just keep building it and keep trying them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I just spent, $100 getting a custom PCB made. Oops, I screwed it up, Okay.
Yeah.
Fail. And you just do it again and again and again until you get so good at it that you still fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just keep trying harder and harder things.
You just keep trying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What happens? So this was actually, I had asked on Twitter, because I sometimes ask on Mondays before we record about what people want us to talk about. But Natalie asked, what are some of your get out of a jam parts? So like, what are some of your tricks and tips on messing or fixing up a messed up board? Do you have any tips there?
Oh, actually, like you screwed up the layout or something like that.
Yeah, I guess layout. I mean, like, do you drill out traces, or you just jumper wires a lot, or?
I just jumper wire. I am skilled at the art of pin lifting.
Pin lifting, yes.
Pin lifting, yes, without breaking it off. Because when you break off that pin, you do it a few times. And you learn, you learn through that. Because once you bend up the pin and it just snaps off, that just ruins your week. It really does.
Yeah, I found like if you're flexing them
chip,
back and forth,
you don't have and then you can actually get back in there. Then you can get the Dremel out and you can just go around the pin and you can still solder a little wire onto the pin, even if you snap it off flush with the case. So
really.
It is possible to solder leads on even though you snapped off the lead flush with the case. It's doable. It's tricky. It's certainly not a robust thing, but it can be done.
Yeah.
So, yep. Anyway, yes. I'm into mod wires and pin lifting. But then if if you're talking like an 8-layer board with blind and buried vias and things like that, you have to start doing some really tricky stuff to get yourself out of the jam.
Or like BGAs, something like that, then you're screwed.
It's a real pain when you screw up the ground. Like, if a ground's an important thing and you've screwed it up and it's on the inner ground, you've got all these multi-grounds on one of the inner planes and stuff like that. Trying to fix up that can be a real dog.
Right, because then you got to pull up every reference to it.
And pull up everything. It's just, Or Or then you just go, oh, screw this, I'm just going to brute force all the grounds together and that'll be good enough for my first prototype, even though the noise floor's higher or something like that. You can, at least you'll have a functional board or something. So
yeah,
it can get tricky.
Yeah, she also asked about debugging too and like parts for that, and I don't know. I like so when I do lift the pin, sometimes I'll put a resistor in there just to try and see if I can see any drop, to see if there's any current flowing through there. Obviously, that can mess you up sometimes because you might drop too much. But
well, and if you're building a board and you know that you get an inkling that you're going to have to modify this thing. You're not sure it's going to work first go. A lot of the times people will pull their unused pins low, right, or high or something like that, and they will hard tie them high or low.
Yeah.
Well, that's bad because you've got to lift the pin or something like that. But if you actually think about your design up front, then you go, okay, I'll stick a resistor in there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Instead,
like
I'll pull it low. I'll put a 0 ohm and pull it low through a resistor. Yeah, it's more work to assemble. It's more space on the board. But if it's only a prototype, then you don't have to lift the pin and stuff like that. If you have to use that pin, you can just sort of take off the resistor and bang, you've got some pads to attach to.
Yeah. No, I learned that one the hard way, and I've started doing that in designs too, to the point where I've kind of gone overzealous sometimes, where I'll put too many spots in, and by the end you're just like, oh, there's no room left. Oopsie.
Yeah, and it turns out like some demo board or something, and all these pins are fanned out to connectors, and exactly. And you can tell that if you open up a commercial product, like you open up a scope or something like that, you can often see that all these unused pins are just bored out to these header connectors because they wanted to use them during debugging or something that,
Oh yeah, with like an FPGA or something too. That is like one of my favorite things about FPGAs is that you can just keep jumbling the inside of the FPGA and bringing out different pins. I know that a lot of like vendors are doing like the internal logic analyzers and scopes and stuff, but inside an FPGA, but I love being able to just grab any pin I want to and just route it straight out. It's awesome. So people know of any, I always like looking for those too, like the real high density connectors, the real high density pin count connectors. So,
I hate those. No, use a 0.1 inch bloody header, man.
No.
Be a real man. Use a 0.1 inch header.
Yeah, you got too much room. See, the thing is, I have
newfangled pussy.
No, that's the thing. I have the real small, the small pitch connectors, and then I have a breakout board. And then it goes to the 0.1 inch.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Just put the 0.1 inch
what if you don't have room for it? Then
you
can drop this thing anywhere, and then you have just test spots all over your... What if you had like 4 FPGAs, right? And you have, you want to get 16... You have 16 extra pins on each one. You don't want to put 0.1 inch connectors on.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. No. You can always find room. Come on.
No.
Stick it on the bottom. Be creative.
Yeah,
stick
just
it
add
under
a daughter board. Yeah.
Be creative, man.
Just make more space. Just expand the product. Just make it bigger. Right, Dave?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, products is too bloody small these days anyway.
Seriously, Dave's highs are just getting totally...
Right.
Too old, man. You're getting too old.
I don't wear glasses. I'm about the only one I know who doesn't wear glasses.
Well, then stop complaining.
No, but it just ruins your day when you want to hack something or you want to hack a LED on there and you got this little pissant custom bloody 0.5 1 millimeter pitch connector on there, Surface SMD connector on there. What a pain in the ass. At least put some 0.1 inch headers on there.
I like the idea, but sometimes you just don't have space, man. Sometimes it's just a space thing.
Nah.
It's just a space
Tell
thing.
your story, Walken.
Whatever.
Ah, boy. Yeah. We've gone dead.
Yeah. So what's next? What else we got?
I listed. You've made this list so darn long, you can't find anything on it. See, there's your problem.
Analysis paralysis.
That's the name of today's show. The analysis paralysis.
You never heard that before? You have so many options.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have. I just think it's a cool term.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many options. You just I know options can be a pain in the ass. Sometimes you just wish. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't have to be electronics. You're searching for something. You got you're buying a new phone or something. You got too many options. Sometimes you wish there was just one option. So then you had no choice.
Right. Yeah. No, that happens even in electronics. You go to DigiKey and you're like, oh, cool. 10,000 DC to DC converters.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. I had nothing else to do with my afternoon. Thanks a lot, guys. And then, there's like the 18 different versions of one of them, so that kind of inflates
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
But then when you search, you drill down in the parametric search and you go, right, that one's in sort by price, that one's the cheapest decision made.
Yeah, that is what you end up doing. You latch onto something and then you end up
that's it.
Picking some crappy part. I don't know. I wish,
Yep.
It's too bad there's not like a way to search on those parametric searchers by like just the pins you need, basically. Like that would be a good way to do it, but a monstrosity to maintain.
Well, you can search by pin count. How do you mean?
Like you're like, oh, I want a shutdown pin. Like they don't classify it by what pins they have,
right?
And they all call them different things, and they all different functions.
Yeah.
There's because of the variation from package to package. It just.
I was doing that the other day. Yeah, I wanted to, I was after a regulator, and I wanted to eliminate all the ones that didn't have a shutdown because I didn't want a shutdown pin. I didn't want an extra pin to have to tie.
To mess up, right?
Exactly, that's right.
You have to put a 0 ohm resistor there, yeah.
Ohm resistor in there just in case I got the logic wrong.
Right.
And that's right, So, but, you can be a bit smart in that that a 3-pin one is not going to have a shutdown pin. It just doesn't have the pins for it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can do it that way. But yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that'd be a nice feature. Fine chips, if you're listening out there.
Yeah.
Please add something like that. Well, no, they can't because the whole back end of the DigiKey and the mouses
it would be really tough. I mean, it's.
It would.
The problem is that it's like an IT problem.
If there weren't enough categories already.
Oh yeah.
Like, you need a monitor that's bloody 12 foot wide because you've got to scroll that bar all the way across for these parametric points,
Right. Yep.
It just never fits on the screen. It's just got to scroll across for 3 screens worth.
Yep.
It's crazy. The world's gone mad.
Well, not mad, but yeah, it's
good.
It's gotten complicated, yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Here's another one where the world's gone mad. 31% of new graduates don't have jobs. What the?
Yeah. I don't know many new grads anymore. I think I'm far enough outside of school that I have.
Yeah, same
I'm sure some of our listeners are. I mean, if you're, I'm sorry if you can't find work. That really sucks.
It does.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that's frustrating about it is that, we keep hearing over and over and over again that, oh, well, there's not enough engineers. Like, well, really? Because maybe it's just not the engineers that you want. That's what it really is. It's
it's
the matchup.
That's always the case, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone wants exactly what they want, and
yeah. So there's
and they complain if they can't get it.
Yeah. This is from a salary survey of electronic design, and they like doing salary. Most of the magazines end up doing a salary survey once per year, but 44% only. So this is all recent grads. 44% are employed full time. That seems pretty low, I got to say.
Yeah.
Does that all add up too? I'm not sure their numbers all. Do they all add up? 8? Yeah, I guess they do.
Double checking their article
13,
for
40. Yeah, it looks like it's right.
Oh,
Okay.
pop-up ad.
No!
Electronic design.
Yeah.
Continue on or wait 8 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to... Freescale, you bastards. You're paying for these Primo... How much does this Primo ad cost? Like $40,000 or something to have that pop up in your face? Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Don't buy Freescale parts because they paid for that pop-up ad. That just pissed me off.
Yep.
Electronic design. All of them do it. EE Times. We've ranted about them before. I'm sure that's a bingo square somewhere.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Oh, yeah, that was a nice pie chart with nice big figures there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and if you click through to it, too, it shows other stuff, too, salaries and on offers and everything else. I just wonder, right. I mean, I always wonder about this because there is a big, like, there's a big group of engineers that are supposed to be retiring in the next 10 years. That's another thing you always hear about, right?
Yeah,
engineers
you always hear that.
Yeah, and where's the talent coming from? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Well, companies really need to start hiring now. I mean, like, you're going to just get screwed. Like, if the stock market got better, if the stock market got 50% better tomorrow, and all these engineers say, yeah, I could retire, I'm guessing that a bunch of them are going to retire. Like, even if they're not at the age that they said they were going to, it's just about opportunity at that point. So,
right.
Better start hiring the youngins now. I think it's
What aspect of engineering is this? They just say engineering. But because it's in electronic design, I assume it's electronic engineering.
Yeah, I would assume the same.
Or if they just pinch the data from someone else, and
government,
it's just government thing. It's just generic, and they lump engineering under all the same banner because engineers are engineers, aren't they?
Yeah, that actually doesn't happen though, because
people who build buildings and bridges are the same as electronic design
and
engineers, right?
I think in China and India, the title engineer sometimes gets lumped in for like technicians and such as well, or just I think it's a much more broad term in other parts of the world, although it's arguably pretty broad here as well, because there's not as much professional engineering stuff. So,
wow, here's a shock. They've got your dream jobs. They've got a graphic which shows people's dream jobs.
Yes.
Wow, big surprise in this list. Google, NASA, IBM, Intel, Microsoft, Apple.
I would work one of those places.
Which one?
The one that rhymes with Dougal. And maybe even not even
way,
that.
Man.
I don't know.
If I had a choice out of all those, I'd work at NASA. Give me a break.
Yeah, maybe. NASA's got a lot of,
Google's so me too.
Working at Google now would not be as cool as working at Google 10 years ago, right? But I think the thing is Google's getting more into hardware. I think that part's pretty cool. I think the fact that they're...
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
10 years ago you wouldn't be able to, right? But now they've got, those cars that do, like the Street View. It's just the fact that they're interacting with the world so much more that they have need for hardware, which is... And Android and everything else, too, so... I'm a fan of that. I don't know.
What would impress people these days? Because, like, back before the Googles and the Apples came along, right, if you said you worked at NASA, if you're at a dinner, I work at NASA, then you're, like, right up the pecking order, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty hard to top.
Yeah.
That's rock star kind of stuff.
I think that still happens.
Sweeping floors, right?
I think that still happens with NASA. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah. It's NASA, right?
They do some cool stuff. What about CERN? If someone told me they worked at CERN these days, I would.
Everyone forgets about that.
I would be very impressed.
Yes,
CERN.
But your average person doesn't know what CERN is. They have no idea.
Well, that's their problem.
You would have to explain it, and even if you did explain it, then their eyes would just roll back.
I can imagine that at a cocktail party. Explain. Well, what we do is we really quickly speed these particles around a circle, and then we smash them together. Yeah,
and then we spend 6 months analysing the little picture that comes out of it. Yeah. And it costs $12 trillion to do it or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of these top 6 are based on consumer brand, big name stuff. And if you ask an engineering student what they want to work at, they don't know about the smaller places that might have really cool work.
Of course,
right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what would do it. I don't go to cocktail parties, Dave. Sorry, I'm not a fancy person like you are. I sit in my house.
Me fancy? Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I reckon that's just engineering in general. This thing, because it doesn't say otherwise. So you've got to assume that it's just lumped under.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 61% earning under $30,000.
That seems kind of low.
Is that for real?
That does seem kind of low. I mean, maybe it's just based on location.
This is US. I am presuming this is, because the world revolves around the US, of course. So,
maybe not. Yeah, that's true. I guess if it was broader, then it would push that number lower.
Anyway, I'm sure this is a US study done by some US think tank. And, yep.
That's low, though.
But there you go. That is low, man. 61% under $30,000.
Yeah.
Please, if you're listening to this and you earn under 30, well,
if you want to send us your salary info and your social security number and your credit cards,
so we can sell your data to the evil corporate empire. Like everyone else does. Nah, screw that.
Yeah, we'll just...
But yeah, I mean,
Anonymous.
if you're willing to admit that you've been
that's fine
hired
too.
for under $30,000,
I mean, there's different cost of living in different areas, so that's good. I mean, that can happen.
True. I mean, I'm not sure what the minimum wage here in Australia is now, but it's got to be close to that.
Dave, just because you make millions a year, don't hate.
Yeah. Right. No, I don't know. Is that a big figure in the US? I don't know. I have no sense of scale. I have some sense of scale.
I think if you're living in a metropolitan area, that it would not. California, that would not fly unless they adjusted this downwards.
No, it wouldn't fly.
Maybe more Midwestern kind of stuff, but I think that's low for Cleveland. I think so. That's my only reference point. I don't know.
And there is hope, people. There are 10% of people who start on more than $70,000.
Yeah.
So,
and if it's just engineering and not electronics engineering, those people are probably petroleum engineers. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's get back
Useless studies.
Let's get back to some chip stuff. In
yes,
fact,
please.
Let's do some.
Let's get back to reality, huh?
No, let's go the other direction. Let's go to a chip of the week that is the opposite.
Oh yes,
the opposite of reality. Why don't you tell us about this, Dave? Because you seem extremely excited about this.
I just love the simplicity of this chip. Is it a 12-pin? Hang on, let me call it up. It's not a big chip.
14-pin.
It's a 14-pin chip.
Metal
it's
can.
Made by a company called Maxwell, who make obscure devices. Let's say.
Let's wait for people to make that judgment on their own, right, Dave?
Okay. Yeah. And it's powered from 5 volts. You hook it up to 5 volts, and its sole purpose it has one output pin, and the sole purpose of that output pin is to go low when there is a nuclear explosion.
Wow.
How awesomely specific is this chip?
It's amazing.
You hook up 5 volts and, pin 2 goes low. It's an open collector output. It goes low. It detects a nuclear explosion. What else can you say? It's freaking brilliant. I want one.
I'd say check pin 1 and make sure your power is there and that didn't blink and go low too, because
right.
You do not want to get this one wrong.
And the pin is actually called NED. And that stands for Nuclear Event Detection.
Bar NED, Dave. It's got to be.
Bar NED. I stand corrected. It is active low.
Active low, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. Yep. So it detects around, 2 times 10 to the 6th sieverts per second, right? 1 times 10 to the 6th sieverts. And
dude, I'm sure we're talking out our ass again.
No, well, that's the right unit. I mean, I'm gonna have to go back and check XKCD or talk to Jeff in order to.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. The point is that there's something like this. Yeah.
I'm sure they sell a lot of them. Each one comes individually tested and certified. Because, I'm sure this is like $10,000 a chip, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not cheap.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering what its use is, it's primarily designed for space, satellites and things. When they detect a nuclear explosion, then this pin goes low and, I don't know, it shuts down things.
You could probably go into battery save mode at that point, right?
You would go into a safe mode. And,
you blew up the world. Yeah, I'll shut down for a while. I'll come back.
Yeah, but your satellite's still working. Yeah, the satellite will,
Yep.
Satellite will cover in a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea is to detect the incoming event, and then through the bigger event, which knocks out all your electronics, by the time that comes along, then it would have, hopefully, you've shut down some stuff.
Yeah,
so
you save data.
You save data, or you bring down a shield or something that, I don't know. No idea. Anyway, if you've actually designed stuff like this, then let us know.
Yeah, and we should thank Craig for sending this in. This was not our find.
Thank you very much.
He sent it in with an email, and he said, if that's not a chip of the week material, the gentleman, I don't know what would please you.
And we agree totally.
It's brilliant. And
I just love the simplicity of it.
Brilliant, yep.
It doesn't do there's no feature creep in this, right? It is just pin 2 goes low when there's a nuclear explosion.
What if we had 2 pins?
No, well, there is another one which does have a second output pin, and I reckon you wouldn't use that one. It's just too complicated. They actually have a range of these chips. It isn't just one. They have got a complete range of them.
I didn't look at it that much. Oh, man.
Yep. It's just brilliant.
It is brilliant.
Maxwell, maybe it's obsolete these days, but you can still buy these sort of things. I don't know. No, it's on their website, actually. Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
It's under their category, nuclear event detectors for space components.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep. And they've got four different devices in the range.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Oh, what is a nuclear event flat? They've actually got a parametric list here, and that's one of the parameters is nuclear event flat. Yes or no?
Flat?
Flat.
I don't know.
FLAT. They're all exactly the same. They all operate from -55 to +125. They all have the same detection range. They all have the same supply voltage. The screening level's different, 10% or 100%. That's the only difference between the parts. There you go. Huh. Go figure.
Oh, so this is Maxwell. These are the guys that make... I didn't realize who this was. These are the guys that make super caps and ultra caps. They make...
they make tons of stuff.
Yeah, I didn't realize who it was.
One of the things, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Brilliant.
So we had one other... It's not really a chip of the week, but I wanted to mention it too, because I thought it was interesting seeing... I don't know. I'm seeing more and more stuff in packaging these days, and just focus on it. You know, I've heard that before when you, especially with like silicon, and when you run out of room on the process node, usually you have to. I think there was an article about that. When you run out of room on a process node, usually you have to start innovating around the packaging in order to reduce parasitics and everything else. And this is kind of going in the opposite direction though. So there was recent announcement I don't know, it wasn't even an announcement. It was just a product introduction from NXP, and they put a Cortex M0 in a dip package.
Yep, brilliant.
Yeah, that's great. I mean,
it's great. It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if they're specifically taking on low cost markets or hobbyist markets. I can't imagine anyone sitting in a conference room being like, we're going to target the hobbyist market. There's a lot of money in that. But
hey, there's no money in it, but that's
prototyping,
not the point.
maybe.
Prototyping, it brings people in, and then they're the ones who go on to design products in the future, and then they'll remember, I use that brilliant, ARM Cortex in the dip package from NXP. I love NXP. I'm going to use their products in my doodad I'm doing for work, right?
Right, at a point where
smart companies think like that. They're not going to make money on these dip chips, right?
Right.
I mean,
as evidenced by the fact that no one makes them. I mean, like the packaging is,
right. Yeah, but it's a smart move.
Yeah, and I guess you could always, if you've already got that code and everything written that you want to breadboard it or whatever, then you could always just move it over to a different package and make it surface mount or whatever else. So definitely a cool idea. And it runs up to 50 megahertz, which isn't bad. I don't know if you'd start running into some breadboard limitations at 50 megahertz.
Yeah, you would. Rule of thumb, breadboard stops at about 10.
Okay.
It's kind of like the rule of thumb there.
Okay.
So yeah, but you certainly can operate higher because it's only internally operating at that. It isn't like you're trying to drive. It's not like you're trying to toggle the output pins at 50 megahertz.
Right.
Especially if you use the internal oscillator, if you try and you hook on an external
50 megahertz,
an external 50 megahertz crystal. But if it's like an external 10 megahertz crystal, then it's got an internal phase lock loop that ups it, then that'd work just fine.
And it's got an internal power measurement unit too, so that's kind of cool too. They're really targeting kind of an all-in-one solution, which is definitely cool. So
nice.
I'm down.
I like it.
I'm down with this. I don't know if we have a
I sniff a design contest.
Yeah, right. That would be a good idea if only someone thought of a way to constrain that contest. Some kind of memory-based something or other.
1K.
That'd be weird.
Yeah, we talked about it on here before. Would you limit? I would limit in size of memory, not pins.
Oh, definitely not. No.
What? No, you don't agree?
No, I do agree. I would definitely not.
Oh,
I would
right.
limit. I mean, we agreed about this last week. I think.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, we probably did.
I wouldn't limit pins. So.
Right. Let's do it.
You really? I don't have time, Dave. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe when you're moved into your office, huh?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once you get all that room, you can start hiring, workers, and they can do all the sorting through the thousands of entries.
Yeah. With all that money I make.
Right. We can call up vendors and work out the. Yeah, that'd be lots of fun, buddy. You have no idea. You have no idea, man.
I reckon it's doable, though. I reckon you could it'd be the first contest you could probably convince multiple manufacturers to get involved in. Because there's never, as far as I know, and please correct me if anyone knows that I'm wrong, that there's been no contest which is a cross-manufacturer contest. You could say that the 555 but nobody cared, right? That's not really,
Nobody cared. Let's be honest here, people.
Did any 555 manufacturers actually sponsor the contest?
No, I don't think so.
No, there you go. Whereas I think this one, you could actually get half a dozen of the top the top microcontroller manufacturers to actually pony up real money for something like this.
Yeah.
Has all the hallmarks of being the biggest contest ever. Just saying.
Maybe.
Then again, it could completely fall on its arse and, yeah.
I think if there is a contest, there's a piece of art I posted on here. I don't know where I found it. It might have been Adafruit or something. But there's a piece of art, or so-called art. It's a something made out of circuit boards. It's number 14 on the list for you, Dave.
Oh. I haven't seen it yet, but I know what the title is.
Someone made a toilet out of circuit boards.
As you do.
I know. I don't. Why?
Oh, come on. That's friggin' brilliant. I'm looking at the photo now.
Have you ever reached into a box of circuit boards before and gotten the piercings and you pull your hand out and you're just like, oh man, I just got lead poisoning.
Come on, you got to. This is freaking art, man.
It is.
This
art.
Is real art.
It's probably art. Yeah. You can buy it.
This is brilliant.
You can buy it on Etsy.
Oh, really?
PCB Creations. This might need to go in the office, Dave. Yeah, there's a whole site on Etsy. It's like an art marketplace.
Yeah, it's a US.
Yeah, it's a great reuse of.
It's only $500 US. I'd buy that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, how much was shipping cost? Is it actual size?
I can't tell how big that is.
No, it's not. Just you can see the size of the chip, so you
inches.
can scale it up, of course. Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty small.
Okay.
12 inches by 11 inches by 5 inches.
5 inches. Okay.
Yeah, that's not too big, but still pretty great artwork. I like it. I mean, and you could.
This has to this sort of stuff. I have to get for the new office. I've got to put electronic art in there.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna.
If you've got any good suggestions, let me know.
You might have to make your own because this stuff is not cheap.
Yeah, I know. But I said before, I suck at art. Man, I wish I had some talent to do shit like this.
Man, this is good stuff. I like it.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. I like it.
Maybe I'll build a full-size one.
Full-size PCB toilet. Yeah, that would cost a bit just in board files.
Right. I do have a bunch of old boards, old blank PCBs.
Yeah?
If you've got a suggestion what I can do with them. Unfortunately, they're all black. And you can't really see, they're not as artistic, I guess, as, say, a traditional green board with, all through-hole components, and you can see the tracks and stuff like that.
So do you have, it's all routed, I mean, it's not like blank, it's actually routed and everything?
These are routed, yeah, these are fully,
So maybe you could acid etch the top off.
They've got black. Well, I asked that in the forum. I asked, if you can get a if you can actually etch off the mask, if you can actually etch off the solder mask, and there are some nasty chemicals that can do it.
Sweet.
So I'm yeah.
That would look cool. I think that'd look really cool.
Yeah, I know. If you have any experience in that, actually taking off the solder mask and leaving the copper, then please let me know, because if it does work, then maybe I'll go to the effort to actually do that.
Definitely. Yeah,
because I was thinking like having one wall, like a whole wall, just a circuit board wall, kind of thing. So I don't think I have that many that would cover a whole wall, but I could certainly have a big picture frame worth or something.
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
too bad. Do you have like a local board manufacturer that might be able to give you some extras? I don't know if they probably wouldn't hand those out, huh?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, you don't. If you don't ask, you don't get, right?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
I love it. Toilet.
Looks like we're almost at the end of our amp hour. Do we have any last stories we wanna get to? I always
any wonky shonky products?
No shonky products. No. For this.
No, if you've got a shonky product, send it in, please. Yeah. We're running low.
Yeah.
No, we're scraping the barrel here, aren't we?
We are, yeah.
We're such radio professionals. We can't.
There's a video that someone sent in a while ago about Jim. I mentioned Jim Williams earlier in the show, but I wanted to mention it here too. There's a tribute that they did, actually. It's Bob Dobkin and Greg Kovacs and Steve Pietkiewicz and Steve Young, and it's pretty great. It was at the Computer History Museum, and they're just kind of sitting around and remembering his life, and kind of nice closure on a lot of the work he did and everything. And obviously Bob Dobkin they all worked with him a lot, so definitely worth a watch. It's an hour long, so got to be in for the long haul. But yeah, it's great. I liked it a lot. You've
put a thing on here from Reddit. You're a Reddit fan.
I'm a huge
Somebody
Reddit fan.
Transmitted RS-232 over a wet string.
Yeah.
That's been done before. That's old school.
I had not seen that before. And maybe this
it's old
was
school. Yep.
Oh yeah, you know what? The schematic date is 1994.
Ah, there you go. Not everything you see on Reddit's new, folks.
No, I didn't think it would be, but have you seen this before too? I just never seen that.
Yeah, I've seen RS-232 on wet string.
So it's just using it as a transportation medium.
Yeah, it's
it's quirky. It's fun.
Yeah.
Have you ever done it? No. Yes. No.
No. I thought about doing it once, but no.
Okay. Oh, well, I think that's...
Because it sort of takes the fun out of it. Like, if somebody's done it and it works, what's the fun of doing it yourself,
I think there's arguments for it. So.
Oh, there's some fun, but sort of,
Some people would argue that it's all about the process, right? It's just about getting it to work yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas if somebody come to me and said, I wonder if you can send, RS-232 over a piece of wet string, and... Then you go, well, let's give it a go. But if somebody's done it and it works, well, it's kind of fun in a science fairy kind of way.
Yeah.
And an amateur rocket went up 121,000 feet.
Yep.
We'll just link that one in because it'll be old news next week.
Yeah.
Or is it old news already?
It already is. That's the thing. I think we need a list refresh so people can send their stories in. It's kind of a little petering out of our stories at the end there. But yeah, I don't know. I've had such a busy week with my troubleshooting or I guess busy Monday and busy week last week. It bogs you down, man. It's just...
Yep.
It'll do that. You get home at night, you're just like, oh. You don't have that anymore.
I don't have that day job.
Nope.
No.
Lucky duck.
Not working for the man anymore.
Yep. All right.
The only one I'm trying to beat these days is laziness.
Well, hopefully your new office with all your toilet art
That's the plan.
will inspire you. Yep.
Right. Cool. All right. Well, we'll catch you all next week.
Yeah. See you guys later.
Bye.